Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Video in the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Houston Texans 10-year rebuild here on Madden 23. We are in year number 3, season number 3, and we are coming off of the greatest offseason in the history of mankind. We brought in so much good talent in between the free agency period, where we brought in Nick Bosa, which is a massive signing to pair alongside Will Anderson Jr. I think that's a little underrated. The pairing of Nick Bosa and Will Anderson Jr., this defensive pass rush is going to be pretty darn scary. But also, we brought in some pretty good draft picks as well. So I think that this team, and we finished like 8-9 last year, I think that this team could be a division winner and make the playoffs and do some damage. We look very good. We are miles ahead of where we were with the Arizona Cardinals. This is year 3, and we were already talking playoffs. Like in year 3 of the Cardinals, we were still talking, what do we do with this team? But this is year 3, and we're talking playoffs. We're talking playoffs with the Houston Texans. Let's find out how this team does. I'm super excited. Year 3, let's get it underway. So as we do with every season, the start of it, we have to set our season goals. And as I've been saying in the intro, I think that this team is a make-the-playoff type of team. The window has been opened by this organization. We are in our winning window, and we'll take a look at the lineup just to prove. I mean, we're an 88 offense, 87 defense. We are ready to go. We are ready to make some waves in the NFL. We've got C.J. Stroud, who needs to take that next step. We've got Alvin Kamara and Dameon Pierce. We've got Brandon Ayuk, Marvin Harrison, and Jordan Addison. The wide receiving room looks really, really good. Offensive line needs to improve overall-wise, but other than that, we look really, really good with our new addition, Tristan Wirfs, who might be the best signing on the team in free agency, and that's including Nick Bosa. We have Dalton Schultz and Calvin Pryor as the 2 tight ends. I'm pretty sure Calvin Pryor is a no doubt superstar X-Factor tight end, like a generational tight end. The defense looks really good. We just need some more development from Jaquan Brisker and Jalen Petrie. And then we need some Derek Stingley. We need our young guys need to develop a little bit more. But right now we've got great linebackers. We've got great defensive linemen. I'm feeling good about this team. We are in our winning window. It's ready to go. I'm hoping C.J. Stroud can take that next step and catapult us into the promised land where we want to be. But I guess we'll find out. We've got to assimilate to the midseason mark, kind of get a feel for where this team is at. I'll see you guys then. Currently at the midseason mark, we are 4-3 on the year. And that isn't really where I wanted to be, but that could just be down to some of the players just need more time to develop. Maybe the winning window is still open, but we're still a very young team. C.J. Stroud is a low 80 overall. Both of our safeties are low 80 overalls. A lot of our corners are low 80 overalls. So we still need a little bit of time. Our wide receivers are still pretty low, except for Brandon Ayuk. So maybe we still need a little bit more time to kind of grow into the team that we eventually want to become, which is hopefully a multi-time Super Bowl champion. But we still need a little bit of time. So I'm happy to see some of the offensive linemen. I got some upgrades for them before we cut back into this. So I'm happy to see that they're starting to grow a little bit. Yeah, Sullivan's playing up to a 77. Divine's playing up to a 78. Yeah, CJ just needs to get time to grow into what he needs to be, which is the captain of the team. We're solid on the offensive line. The defense is still looking pretty good. Everybody's playing high morale. You love to see it, so we just got to wait. Basically, at the end of the day, it's just about the waiting game. Can this team develop quicker than perceived? And can we kind of go ahead of the pace and be ahead of what our plan is? I don't know. We'll find out. I'll see you guys at the playoffs. I don't know. Will we be involved? Let's find out. We are here at the postseason, and we won the division with 10 wins and are playing in the wild card game against the New York Jets. That's exactly what I wanted. Our first playoff appearance in Season 3. We are way ahead of schedule. I'm so happy that this team is playing up to the caliber that I thought that they could. Now, we may be 10-7 this season, but in a couple seasons, if we can keep this core group of guys around, we could be 14 wins. We could be 16 wins. Who knows how good this team could be? We have a lot of really, really young, really, really good pieces on this team, and they're all pretty much locked up under contract for a while. And it looks like I was right. Calvin Pryor is generational with X Factor ability, so that is awesome. But this team looks really, really good. I like everything about it, except for we could use another defensive tackle, but that's for the offseason or the draft, whatever. But I like what this team is looking like. I just wish that our free safety and strong safety positions could grow a little bit, but it's understandable. They're not really getting as much love as everybody else on the team, so maybe they're not playing as well. I don't know, but I would like to see them go up a little bit. Let's take a look at these stats, see why we were 10-7 and made the playoffs. CJ Stroud seemed to have a good year. Oh, he had a really good year. 4,500 yards, 39 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. CJ, he's becoming that guy. He is becoming that guy. Alvin Kamara, 1,200 yards and 12 touchdowns. Dameon Pierce still got involved with 6 touchdowns, 400 yards. Receiving-wise, Brandon Ayuk, 1,400 yards through the air and 16 touchdowns. Jordan Addison had almost 1,000 yards with 4 touchdowns. Marvin Harrison had 800 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dalton Schultz had 10 touchdowns. That's pretty crazy. Defensively, how did we do? Nick Bosa, Will Anderson Jr. combination. Tremaine Edmonds, as I expected, he usually dominates tackles whenever he's on one of my teams. 117 for him. 111 for Quincy Williams. Devin Witherspoon, the corner, had 105. That's awesome. 98 for Jaquan Brisker. Stingley had 84, so I don't know why he's not really like going up in progression. He went up 1 overall, but 98 tackle season's not too shabby. Yeah, he didn't have any sacks or interceptions, but still not too bad. 63 tackles, 18 tackles for loss for Will Anderson Jr. Is that the most on the team? It might be. It is. Ed Oliver had 13. Where's Bosa at? Bosa had 12 sacks, 54 tackles. Okay, that's a respectable season from Nick Bosa. A lot of the production is coming from Will Anderson Jr. No surprise there. He's a stud. But it's a respectable season from Bosa. Ed Oliver also had 9 sacks. Tremaine Edmonds also put up 5 interceptions as well. Stingley had 3, Witherspoon and King had 2. Wow, Tremaine Edmonds was a huge signing. He put up over 100 tackles, 110 tackles, and had 5 interceptions as well. What a stud season from Tremaine Edmonds. Now let's see if we can actually win our first playoff game of the series against the New York Jets. It's going to be tough. Can we do it? Can CJ Stroud take home a W in the playoffs? I really hope he can. He can. 49-28. That's what I'm talking about. We go to the divisional against the Dolphins. I love to see it. And CJ gets an upgrade point. He's an 84 overall now. That is awesome. That is really, really big. Can we beat the Miami Dolphins? Another home playoff game. Come on, guys. Get to the AFC title game in our first playoff appearance. That would be amazing to see. 27-23. We just snuck through it, and we are getting very lucky. No team that we've played has over 10 wins. Very lucky that we are playing these teams. We are a home playoff throughout the entirety of the playoffs. We host the Indianapolis Colts, a rival. If we could beat the Colts and play in a Super Bowl in our first playoff appearance, that would be awesome. That would be unbelievable. Way above schedule. Can we beat the Colts? 41-7. We blew out the Indianapolis Colts, and we're playing in the Super Bowl against the Panthers. I cannot actually believe my eyes. When I was talking about making the playoffs and making some noise, I didn't think we'd get to this point. I mean, this is unbelievable. We are in the Super Bowl in our first ever playoff appearance of the series. We're in year 3, ladies and gentlemen. Year 3. We've still got 7 more years. If we could win a Super Bowl this early, oh man, that would be the best case scenario. But we are taking on the 14-3 Panthers, so this is finally the first team that we've played in the playoffs that are actually better than us, record-wise. But maybe, one game, man, maybe this could be our day. We're going to jump in, simulate the Super Bowl. I really, really need CJ to come and play today. We need to dominate, and we need to win this Super Bowl. I'll see you guys in there. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the Super Bowl, and we need to have a big performance. We go up 3-0. Panthers take a 7-3 lead, but we kick another field goal. We're not going to win a Super Bowl kicking field goals, guys. There we go. There's a big touchdown. 13-7. Panthers take the 14-13 lead. Come on, guys. 19-14. This is huge. 19-17. 26-17. It could happen, ladies and gentlemen. It might just happen here. Oh, my God. We are a minute away from holding the Lombardi in year 3. Alvin Kamara into the end zone. The Houston Texans are going to win a Super Bowl in season 3. We are so ahead of schedule. I can't even physically believe what's going on here. This is insane. I told you the winning window was open. I told you the winning window was open, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, we're taking on Bryce Young too. And there it is. CJ Stroud versus Bryce Young in the Super Bowl in year 3. We proved who the better quarterback was. CJ Stroud. And the Houston Texans, for the first time in franchise history, are the Super Bowl champions. Thank you very much. I can't believe it, man. We won the Super Bowl in year 3? Oh, this is absolutely insane. CJ Stroud is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. I told you the window was open. You may not have believed me. And it looks like CJ's going to win player of the game. 2 touchdown passes as well. Super Bowl MVP for CJ Stroud in season 3. Oh my God, I cannot believe we just did that. We just won a Super Bowl. We've still got 7 seasons. This is a success. We rebuilt the Texans. This is the quickest I've ever won a Super Bowl in one of these 10-year rebuilds. We went from being one of the worst teams in the NFL to 3 years later being Super Bowl champions. I can't believe it, man. And we were only 10-7. It's not like we were that dominant this year. We didn't even play like amazing this season, but we just played well. We got hot when you needed to get hot. And that's sometimes all you need. Sometimes all you need is get hot at the right moment and you can win a championship, and we are the embodiment of that. Obviously, we get a contract extension, and now we go into an offseason where we are the champions. All we got to do is keep the core of the team around, maybe add a few different pieces here and there, and we run it back next season. We got about $29.5 million in cap space to improve the team. I don't know what we need to improve, but everybody's getting upgrade points. You love to see it, man. I'm still in shock. I'm still in shock that we just won a Super Bowl in season 3. CJ Stroud is the MVP of the league, or of the Super Bowl. He's the Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts is the MVP of the league. Then you've got Amon-Ra St. Brown and Myles Garrett are your players of the year. Michael Mason, quarterback for the Dolphins, who we played in the playoffs, and Brian Dunbar, middle linebacker for the Titans, are your rookies of the year. But we win a Super Bowl in season 3 against Bryce Young, the number 1 overall pick in the draft, versus the number 2 overall pick in the draft. Absolutely insane. I do want to take a look at this lineup to make sure that we're not missing out on any like upgrades on development traits or anything like that. Don't want to miss. Maybe CJ's gone up because he won Super Bowl MVP. Maybe he's a superstar development player now. That'd be awesome. That'd be sick. I really want that. But I guess we can take a look here. $29.5 million to improve this team and to keep whatever guys that need contracts. So let's see. CJ's not a development upgrade, which is a little upsetting, but that's okay. Jordan Addison now moves to the number 1 receiver. Brandon Ayuk goes up to superstar. Awesome. It looks like Shaq Mason dropped, but that's not a big deal. Marvin Harrison's still pretty good as well. On defense, we've got nobody looks like they've gone up any development traits. Everybody's going up in high overalls, which is good because we've all won a Super Bowl here. But we do need to keep an eye out on our defensive tackle spot, because I could look to improve that. Out of everything, that's probably the one that we need to improve the most, our D tackle 2, to pair somebody alongside Ed Oliver. And I did see that Travis Kelce just retired there. But we probably wouldn't hurt to improve that D tackle 2 spot. Other than that, we can just look for BPA, I guess. Jason Sanders, we probably should bring back. Tremaine Edmonds, definitely want to bring back. Okay. Hello, we've got some money to spend. All right, so we need to bring back Desmond King. That's a cheap contract. Aziz is not really that cheap of a contract. Devin Witherspoon definitely coming back. Tremaine Edmonds definitely coming back, so that's some money. Definitely want to get Devin Witherspoon, and he wants to be here, so that's awesome. I appreciate that, Devin. Give you a 5-year contract, and he's coming back. Perfect. $22 million. We can get Tremaine Edmonds back, and he wants to come back. It helps when you just won a Super Bowl. So I'll give you about 6 and 5.5. And he says he's happy to come back. Perfect. $11 million. Probably should bring back Shaq Mason too. We were talking about possibly trading Shaq. Although, I'll give him a 2-year deal and I'll lower the money because he doesn't want to be here. Maybe we have to trade Shaq, actually. That could be something. I'll offer him this. Okay, he doesn't want to come back. Maybe we have to trade Shaq Mason. That could be a little interesting. That could be a little bit tricky. I do want to bring Jason Sanders back just because we need a kicker. So I will offer him like a 7-year contract. And I'll give him like, I don't know, $3 million and $1.5 million bonus and see what he says. He's happy to come back. So we got him back for basically the rest of the rebuild. We have about $6 million in available cap space, but we are looking to trade Shaq Mason, maybe trade Aziz, and trade Dalton Schultz because we have that rookie tight end now. So I do want to take a look. Is there a penalty on any of these guys? I don't want to take like a stupid penalty and lose cap space. So is there a penalty on anybody? We have a penalty on Quincy. Oh, we're not trading Quincy. Let's see. Desmond King has a $3.5 million penalty. I think we'll just let him leave. Shaq Mason has a 2.1. That's not that bad. I think we could eat that. That's not a bad penalty. And then who was the other one? Dalton Schultz. He's got a $950,000. Okay, so those two guys' penalties are not bad at all. We can eat those we can eat that money and move on from those guys. So that's not a big deal. Let's trade them. Maybe we can get. We have to trade Shaq Mason for another guard. That's hopefully as good, if not maybe even better than Shaq. We were looking to trade him earlier. Maybe we should have traded him. Although we did just win a Super Bowl, so I guess can't really complain too much. Okay, let's look around the league and see if there's anybody that's possibly has the ability to replace a guy like Shaq Mason. That's hard to replace that kind of production from a guy like Shaq Mason. The only guy that I would be okay with trading would be for Trey Smith, but he is a little bit too expensive in terms of his cap hit. I don't really want to go there. Elijah Vera Tucker. We've got to be careful. Because I want to get a guy that's like a competent replacement. James Daniels doesn't really seem to be anybody. All the guys that are like high overalls are making a lot of money and are a big cap hit, which is pretty obvious. I'm not shocked by it. I'm just saying that kind of sucks. Maybe we could take the bullet of Trey Smith here. What's his contract looking like? He's under contract for 4 seasons. So if we just kind of bite the bullet and take the penalty, we'd be getting a nice young replacement for Shaq Mason. I forgot we had 3 first-round picks. They're all in the 20s, and then the last pick, but they are 3 first-round picks. That's pretty crazy. And if we throw a 4th alongside it, it almost gets it done. How about if I drop a 5th next year? This should do it, and it's trade accepted. So we just filled our right guard spot, and that did eat a lot of money because remember that cap hit. That I think it was like a $2 million cap hit or something. So that did eat a little bit more of our money, but that's okay because Dalton Schultz, his cap hit is only like $950,000, so that shouldn't eat us too much, especially if we trade for a tight end who's not necessarily that expensive. I think we could get away with something like that, a little bit better. So let's look around the league for a tight end who would fit pretty well. Not super expensive. We don't need to go out and trade for anybody crazy. But I would prefer somebody that's younger. Maybe like a Levi Gregory. Does he have a development trade? He has star on a rookie contract. I would be okay with a Levi Gregory. We're also trading with the Chiefs, I just realized. Justin Ross, Brandon Jackson, Sky Moore. We could use another receiver. Sky Moore's got normal. Justin Ross has normal. Is Justin Ross like fast? I think he's pretty fast in real life. He's got 85 speed, 85 acceleration. That's not really worth it. You know what? Let's stay away from the Chiefs for right now. We might come back to it, but at least for right now, we'll move on. We kind of just traded with the Chiefs, so. What about the Dolphins? Delvin Dickerson has star development. I'm intrigued. What about a receiver we might be able to pair alongside? They've got Michael Thomas, Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle. That's pretty crazy. What about Mitch Hyde? Mitch? He's not development trait. Danny Mitchell has normal. They not have anybody that has development trait? Okay. Mitch Hyde, what does his ratings look like? Is he worth trading for? Oh, he's fast. Oh, he's a burner. Okay, I'm intrigued. Trade offer accepted. So we trade for another tight end and another receiver. We have $50,000 in cap room, so we're not going to be doing much in terms of signing people in free agency. But I do feel like we've done a good job of trading those players that need a new contracts and getting valuable pieces in return. Now, is there anybody else that I don't want to miss out on? We could trade Aziz. That'd be the only other guy. But I need to check and see what Aziz's penalty is because I don't want to go negative in cap space. We're already going to go negative when we draft our players. So I don't want to go negative in cap space. So what is Aziz's penalty? He should be outside linebacker. So let's go to... Is he a right outside linebacker? No, he's a left. Okay, so Aziz's penalty is 0. Perfect. We could trade Aziz for nothing. Well, we can get something back for him, but we can trade him without having to worry about eating any dead money. So let's go trade Aziz, and then we'll move on to the offseason, where we probably won't sign anybody. Well, depending on how much cap space we free up here. Let's go to outside linebacker, trade Aziz. It's probably not going to be too much, but I would like to get another... Oh, maybe this is where we fill our D tackle spot. You know what? That might be a good idea. Maybe this is where we fill that D tackle spot because we are looking for it. So let's look for somebody who's pretty cheap because we obviously don't have the money. Is there anybody that is not expensive and is serviceable? There's got to be somebody. There's got to be somebody out there that is a serviceable D tackle and not expensive. Not Eric Murray from the Chiefs again, I just realized. Tristan Hill, no. What about, what's this guy? Markel Donald? No, not you. Malik Collins is a little bit older. No, don't want him. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams. That's a crazy D tackle spot right there. Keenan Hyde, Leki Fotu. Not Keenan Hyde. There's got to be somebody out here with like star development or something, right? Gotta be. What about Bob Ingram? We were looking at Bob Ingram in the draft, I'm pretty sure. That name sounds familiar. David Sierra has potential. Yes, there we go. All right, David. How about you come and play for the Houston Texans? Trade offer accepted. We didn't need much after that. So, boom, bada bing, bada bang. We are filling our spots. We're filling our holes. Man, I love filling holes, baby. Let's get to the off-season starting period. I will check free agency, although I probably shouldn't because then I'm going to get my hopes up if it's like a really good class. But I will check it just because. So let's check free agency, see who's available. Hopefully nobody good. Hopefully this is a dud of a class. Penei Sewell, Kadarius Toney, Josh Sweat, Landon Dixon, J.C. Horn. Okay. It's a good free agent class. There's some good players in here that could help the team. But we don't have any money, so we're going to pass on everybody. J.C. Horn I probably would try to sign to add another corner to this team. But I'm fine with having the team that we have. I mean, we were coming off the Super Bowl. I feel like we got better because we got younger at the right guard spot with Trey Smith, and probably better. We got better at the D tackle 2 spot, which is something that I wanted to upgrade. We re-signed a few players as well. I mean, I feel like we're a better team. Well, obviously, we're better on paper in terms of like our overalls and stuff, so that's promising. Plus, we have 3 first-round picks, so we're sitting good there. Derek Stingley's contract is set to expire. I'd like to pick up his 5th-year option, mainly because I don't want to pay him next season. We'll give him another year. I feel like he's doing well, doing very, very well. Ooh, another 5th-year option. Who is this going to be? This is going to be for Kenyon Green. Yeah. We'll keep him. Yeah, he wants a big pay upgrade, but we are going to not do that until the season after. That's for future Juice's issues to deal out. He's going to have a lot of work to do in terms of figuring out contracts, but it's okay. Especially because, oh no, we already locked up CJ. That's right. I was going to say, especially because we're going to have CJ's contract. But we might have to re-sign him towards the end, but at least for the majority of this rebuild, he'll be locked down. Same with Willie Anderson. So that's awesome. Private workouts. I don't even know what this draft class has. I hadn't taken a look at it at all. I hope there's not like a generational talent in here. Okay, so we've got 2 outside linebackers and then a couple quarterbacks. Very interesting. Is this guy like absolutely dominant? He's a pretty good athlete. Nothing too special. Good player. What about Rashawn Levy? Put the Chevy to them. Okay, pretty good athlete as well. I like his finesse moves. I like his pursuit. His power moves are okay. I feel like he's better than the other guy. And then we've got Markel Russell. 2 outside linebackers from Ohio State. Love to see it. The defense finally showing up. And this guy is not the greatest of athletes, but he's very good in terms of like his play rec and his pursuit. Okay, so there's a little bit of variety at the linebacker spot, but I'm not seeing anybody that's like I have to trade up to get, which is good. That's good because I don't really want to trade up. I don't really want to trade up, not that much. We could always use offensive linemen. That's always a thing. You know what I might do? I forgot that I was supposed to be doing private workouts there. I might trade one of our picks. I might use 2 of them on players and then trade one of them back to get another draft pick for next season. That might be a good idea. A very, very good idea. Let's use it on Dustin Cody, on Brian Wayne, and let's use another one on Isaac Cage. Sure. Don't know if those guys are any good or if they'll even be there when I want to draft. But we got to use them on some people. So let's move to the draft. And we're going in this with really just BPA. That's our game plan. Just take best player available at our spot. We don't need to trade up. We don't need to worry about that. So we're sitting pretty good. We're sitting very comfortable, very confident. We are the defending Super Bowl champions. So we'll see how it goes. First pick in the draft is the New Orleans Saints. Who will they take? They take the outside linebacker, Rashawn Northrup. We took a look at him. He looked okay. Then Joseph Wheeler goes to the Patriots at 2. Rashawn Levy, the other outside linebacker who we took a look at and was probably better than the first overall pick. Skylar Stevenson goes to the Titans, their new number 1. Then you got a right tackle. Then you got the other Ohio State linebacker to the Cardinals. Tony Goodwin. Okay. Brian Wayne, there goes the guy that we were interested in, or at least we scouted. I think I'll skip to my user pick. We'll see what's available. We might trade this pick, or we could draft somebody with it. Doesn't matter. Is there anybody that I scouted that's available? Probably not. But I'm always looking for linemen. Linemen are always good. What about Nate McCutcheon? Outside linebacker with pretty good speed, and we just traded Aziz. His power moves, he's not a pass rusher, which is what I would like in my outside linebackers. He's a run-stopping linebacker. I'm not really interested in that. He might be a good player, but I'm not really interested in that for the team. An elusive back, Brian McNair. Always could be interested in running backs. He's pretty quick. What's his agility and juke move and stuff? That's how you know he's a good running back. It's a C juke move. Not really worth it. I think we probably should draft somebody with this pick and then trade our next pick and then draft somebody with the final pick of the first round, because I don't think we're going to be getting a first round pick for the 32nd. Although this guy's got A play rec, A power moves, and A pursuit. Jimmy Rhodes, his coverage isn't great. He's an okay athlete. I don't have a problem with Jimmy Rhodes. He's probably only normal development, and he is. But he could grow into something. I don't know. He looks like a fine player. I think with the next pick we'll trade, and then we will go... Oh, Brandon McKee. That's probably who I was going to take, though, if he was still available. He looked like a pretty good center. We'll trade this pick for a first-round pick next year. We're looking for 2026 first-rounders. And it looks like the Browns are the only one offering me a 2026 first-rounder, so I will take that. Thank you, Cleveland. And then we'll draft somebody with the final pick in the first round. And I'll probably let the CPU do the rest, just because I didn't really do much scouting here, so I don't really know who's good. And we don't even have a second-round pick, so it's not going to be looking too good for us. How's this left tackle? Is he pretty good? Because we could always use a replacement if we need to trade Tristan Wirfs. He doesn't really have the greatest of strength, but he's pretty good. He's good enough. He's hidden development, so he's probably star. Demario Blair, welcome to the World Champions, and we will simulate the rest of the draft and get out of here. Not really much else to do. Not really much else to do, so we will advance to the end of the draft. And we'll take a look at our 2 draft picks plus the ones that the CPU takes. Who knows? Maybe they could be studs. I mean, what was it? Was it the Cardinals? It was one thing that I was doing where the CPU drafted like 2 studs. I think it might have been the Cardinals. They drafted a linebacker that was like amazing. He would get like 100 tackle seasons, superstar development. He was amazing. So, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility that the CPU can't draft us good players late in the rounds. It's just kind of rare. And we are into the negatives in the cap space, but that's okay. That is okay. So, taking a look at the draft picks, the 2 guys that I took are both 74s. All right, not mad at it. Pretty good. One had normal development, one had hidden, which is probably star. That's pretty good. They took a right tackle who's not great, a right end who's not great, a running back who's a 70 with pretty good speed, another left tackle, don't know why they did that, and then a corner from Ohio State. I'm always down with a corner from Ohio State. Was this draft class pretty good, or was it pretty mid? Let's find out. Highest overall player is a 77, so we didn't miss out on much. We did not miss out on much. The first overall pick, what's his overall? He's a 74. Wow. It was not a great draft class. I'm glad that we didn't really need anything in the draft class, because this was not the draft class to have like a multiple high first round picks or anything like that, or to trade up at all. If the highest is a 77, so no generationals, nothing like that. We got our generational last year with the tight end, and he's probably going to be started this year. But taking a look at the team to end season 3, we are the defending world champions. We will head into year 4 as world champions. We got better on the offensive line. Sullivan's growing. Devine is growing. Our receivers, Addison and Harrison, are growing. Kamara's awesome. CJ Stroud's a stud. And then on the defense, we've got Anderson Jr. and Bosa. What a combination there. We've got Ed Oliver and Sierra, who we traded for in the offseason. He's going to be filling in that D-tackle 2 spot. Corner is looking pretty Actually, corner's looking pretty shallow, but that's okay. We've got Christian Harris back as a starter because we lost Aziz, but that's okay. We should be good. This team's pretty good. I like it. We upgraded a few spots, but there are some more holes that we could fill. We need more depth at receiver. We need more depth at outside linebacker. We need more depth at corner. Those are 3 really, really big needs. But we will go into the season as defending champs, Season 4, next episode, we defend our crown. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.